How's it going, Victor? You good?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great actually. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. Where you coming from?
Well, I'm from Belgium. Right now I'm calling you from Morocco.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
You live in
Where are you
Morocco
from?
now?
You're from UK.
Yes. From UK. I'm in the UK at the minute, but I'm leaving to go to Romania probably in the next couple days. Just trying to figure out
Oh, nice,
flights and stuff. Yeah.
nice,
You
nice, nice.
do you live in Morocco?
I live in Morocco. Yes, I live here.
Yeah, what's it like there? Everyone just says that that's like the new place to go. Everyone says it's great there.
Well, it's nice weather, better than
Yeah.
the UK. It's nice.
That's,
People are real nice. Of course, there's a certain conservative culture here. Of course,
yeah.
nice food. Just it's overall it's nice. With the palm trees. It's like a bit maybe like maybe a bit like Miami, but African version.
Okay. It's expensive there.
It's not expensive. No, it's not expensive. Even
It's
the
not.
luxury, no luxury items. Still, no, it's really cheap. It's quite really cheap. You can go a nice dinner for like no, it's really cheap. It's really cheap.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. All right, let's jump straight into it then. Um,
yes.
So let's start with your age. Obviously, we know your name and your location now, and what brought you to the real world platform.
What brought me to the real? So my age, I'm 19 years old right now. I becoming 20 about a couple of months. I'm
Yep.
19 years old. What brought me? I've been in the real world since I think I was 15, 16. Yes, about
Amazing.
16. Yeah, about 16, I think. What brought me into the real world? Well, I wasn't really on the internet back then. I came from quite a bad period, a lot
Yeah.
of criminality that time I was involved in. So I deleted everything. I didn't have any socials. I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
But I did hear Andrew Tate from friends. I was hearing his name. They were all saying bad things about him, but also
Yeah.
making jokes about him. I didn't really know who he was. And I think it was after he blew up. He was starting to blow up. It wasn't really like at the
Yeah.
full
Yeah.
peak. He blew up. It was in the summertime. About 3, 4 months later, I looked at myself, started listening a little bit. I was like, "Oh, this is clear, pretty interesting dude."
Yeah.
Then I saw he had this real world thing going on. I was trying to make money already. I was always trying to make money already.
Yeah.
So I joined it. Look, what can go wrong? And then I started following the courses, getting to know people inside the real world. Just I think the normal real world experience I had.
Yeah.
Starting to make money, starting to try the things they're teaching, starting to apply it, starting to study it more, and these type of things. Yes, even though I have to say, in the beginning of my career in the real world, I didn't apply everything the way it should
Yeah.
have. I should have done it.
I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with is applying yourself. Is take like I said, it's taking that first moment to actually engage and taking what you're doing with the intention to do something with it. Where I think sometimes we see something or we see a video, we get motivated for that moment and we don't follow through. And that's a lot of
Absolutely, man.
lot of the issues that you'll find with most people that fail at success is that they don't follow things through. They will see one thing and then they'll be like, "Yeah, I want to do that," and then they'll make 101 excuses why they don't do it in that moment. Whereas sometimes you have to actually go through with the thought process, take that first step, and keep going and be consistent, and then you'll start to see success. I
Absolutely,
wanted
man.
I
Absolutely.
want to touch on two things that you brought up there. One that I think is very interesting because I guarantee the time when people used to make jokes about Andrew before, it was probably at the time when he was just probably coming out of the Big Brother house, and I think it's so funny how perception of people changes over a period of time depending on what you're exposed to. So before, this is one of the reasons why I think what Andrew done was very like amazing and probably one of the first people to do that is he didn't allow them to paint the narrative of him. He because he wasn't given anything by these industry people or media, he was able to freely speak, and he's a very intelligent person. You can tell by the way that he's articulates himself and what he puts together, how he puts his minds, his thoughts together. You can tell that he comes from a place of intellect. So when he was able to get onto the internet and explain how he thinks, his motion, how he moves, why he thinks that way, and he can apply certain logics to it, you kind of then start to sit back and be like, oh, okay, this is actually a special person. Like because they fully mentally understand everything that they take in it. He's not set by a boundary, and he's actually not very emotional to the point where he allows things to cloud his judgment. So his perception in the beginning when he went into the Big Brother house, remember, he basically, a video clip came up with him and his girlfriend, and they basically took one part of that clip and literally tried to paint this whole narrative about him. And instead of acting emotionally to it, he just literally sat there and explained, like, this is what it is. If, you can take it for what you want. I have my own personal life that I have, and if you are not with it, that's up to you. But he continuously then began to feed and give people information, and then he was recognized as something. And that's something we try to do with our students. We try to give you the information, and then you start to figure it out, and then you start to recognize and to be able to apply it, which is what you was able to do.
Mhm.
The reason why I bring that up is because you also said that you came from like a background that was quite criminal, like in terms of like the dark side. Let's just say that,
The
right?
dark side, yeah.
Yeah, the dark side. Can I ask you a question? Did the real world help you remove yourself from that and actually apply the skills that you was applying in that world and put it into practice so that you can be successful outside of that?
Look, so I kind of already exited that kind of world before I
Yeah.
joined the real world. I was already trying to improve myself. I was spending a lot of time, just sport and kickboxing. I was doing a lot of kickboxing this time.
Yeah.
I was already kind of out of it, but definitely helped me on the financial level. I was still completely knowledgeless. I did not have any idea of how like money was such a foreign concept. Like how did it work? Like
Yeah.
even like going because I remember my first deal I made was for 500 euros. My mom actually she dropped me off at the place of the business. It was quite a bit like 10 employees. It's like quite a nice business. And I went out there and no, I made 500 euros. I was thinking, whoa, like it seemed like so impossible, like asking someone for money and he
Yeah.
actually giving you the money. It was so crazy. And it's like, whoa. So I remember, yeah, I was totally, how do you say it?
You're
Like,
foreign to it, yeah.
yeah,
And
foreign. Yes, I was totally foreign.
and it's
Yes.
representation, isn't it? If you, when you see things happen on TV and stuff, and then you revert back to your real life, if it's not happening around you, it does kind of seem impossible. Like I used to think like, oh, making 5 grand a month would be like, would be hard. Like that must be it. But there's people that make 30, 40, 50. We got students making 100 grand a month on the real world. And you start to realize that these things are possible. And when you join the real world, you start to see that there's people that are exactly like how you are, were in the exact same position you were maybe 5, 6 months ago, and now they're making 10, 20, 30K a month. So then you start to realize what's possible, and then you start to pick up, like you said, that financial literacy, and you start to realize how money works.
And I think Andrew Tate is maybe one of the best examples of this. He came from nothing to like
Definitely.
like the amount of wealth. It's like it's crazy. Yes, it's crazy.
Yeah. And the thing, me and him have been friends for many years, like since we were kids.
Mhm.
So I've seen like the entire growth. One of the things I love about the real world is that he literally took every lesson that he learned and every failure he had and be like, okay, these are the things I don't need people to know, like not like to
Yes,
learn. Like they don't need to learn my failures, but because I've been through the failures, I can teach you the successes. And
yes.
that's what he
How
does.
was that like? If sorry for interrupting. How was that like to see someone going from basically like broke in the streets to a whole new? How was it like as a friend of his to see?
Uh, do you know what? It was very, very interesting. So I was quite close with his entire family, like so I knew his dad, his mom.
Mhm.
We was very close. And I remember when I first had a conversation with both Andrew and Tristan, I was like, these two are like the way they put things together is very different. And then it's for me, it wasn't a shock because I was like, I just knew that eventually you guys would do it. They hustled too hard, too often to not make it. And that's where Hustlers University comes from. It's bro, I promise you, there's no way you don't make it if you don't apply yourself. That's all it
Yeah.
is. That's literally what it
Mhm.
is. Take yourself,
Yeah.
for example. You're in a world, you have no money, you see something, you see the real world, you start applying yourself, you start making money. That is
Yeah.
the trick. That's it.
They just tell you what to do. You just need to do it yourself. They just give you the information. They give you the building blocks. You need to do this skill. Go to this type of businesses. Say this type. They say this to them. And after you do the numbers, yeah, you build up the skills. You'll do it. It's easy.
It and this is their ethos in life from when we was younger. They have done so many things and tried so many things, I just knew that there was no way they don't. I didn't think it would be as big as it is now. Like it's crazy. Like he's one of the most famous people in the world, which is nuts. We didn't
Yeah.
anticipate that, but in my mind, I always knew like these two are special. Like I
I
could
can
just
imagine
tell.
it's crazy, man. You
Yeah,
know their family, you know them since a kid, and now they're like one of the
yeah,
most, one of the most famous people, and
yeah.
everyone knows them.
And you know
Everyone
what's
knows them.
funny? To everyone else, there it's like, oh my gosh, but to me, they haven't changed. Like their core and how they are. They've been exposed to like different things and they've have different worldviews. They're more open. They've experienced more for sure. But the people that they are, they're just the same. So everyone's like, money changes you, money does this, money does that. Money allows you to be the person you really want to be. That's what I honestly think.
Mhm.
And
Yes, that's
I
a
think
really
we see
interesting
that.
point, Jeff. Because it's the first question is actually who do you want to be, and then money comes after it. Because you want a certain life, well, but money you need the money to fuel this lifestyle.
Yeah,
Some people want to be a religious person. Some people they want to have just a small nice surfing company. Some people want to everyone has
yeah,
different the person they want to be, but you need money to fuel this. Money is just a means to get to that person you want to be. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So let me ask you a question. What is it exactly you do in the real world that's made you money?
Well, so I've been in Copywriting Campus. They basically teach you marketing, sales, like sales marketing, these type of things.
Yeah,
It basically teach you how can you step into any business to help that business make money. And of course, you make money in the process. You get commission. You can get on a monthly retainer like this. So currently, right now, I'm working for an electrician inspection company. They basically do inspections in people their homes
yeah,
of the electricity, if it's safe and this type of stuff. I help them get clients for the service. I'm doing calling, doing emails to their clients. Every client of them it needs about 1 to 30 inspections per month. One
yeah,
inspection is about 130 euros. So they're making you can help if
yeah,
you find people who have this type of offer. You help them sell the offer to more people, and you can make a lot of money in the process. I'm also working with an IT consultancy agency, helping them. They have offshore ITers to help them work for European companies, for Belgian companies. I'm also here selling headsets, air fryers, little glass bottles like accessories for spices. I've done transportation services here. In this skill you learn in the copywriting campus, it's really beautiful because you can apply to any business. You can every service you can imagine, you can sell it with a skill. So it becomes nice. And after a while, you get the Andrew Tate also talks about it's the money lens. You can see how to make money. You can see an
yeah.
opportunity, and you can grab it, make money of it. Yes, it's amazing.
What sort of money have you made in the real world so far? You don't have to give an exact number, but ballpark.
Yeah. So this month about 5K is at my account, which is my best month ever. And it's actually hasn't really gone up a lot, or I haven't really been making this amount of money since 5 months. Before this, I was always only making a couple hundred euros. I was still working in a call center. It
Yeah,
wasn't. I knew what I had to do, but I wasn't applying myself the way I did it. And in the past, I also made more money. So I
yeah,
was kind of feeling like I had more potential. Like I
yes,
had more potential. I wasn't using all my potential. And then the last couple of months, I got married, which also helped me realize, like it's serious. It's not life's
yeah,
not a game. You only have maybe 70 years, 8 years. What you want to do with it? What you want to leave behind? And you need money to fuel your life. So that's
true.
made me realize some type of urgency. We need to make
Yeah,
money. Yes.
yeah. So you
So
felt like the moment you applied yourself to the real world is when you really started to see the money start to come in, and that's now just been your best month.
of course, yes. And the total amount of the real world, like I can link it directly. It's probably about 15K, but indirectly it's probably 25K or something. Like
Yeah,
also yeah, probably about
yeah.
15K directly from the things they teach inside the real world. Outside the real world, about 25. 10K extra. I made probably around. It's really out of the top of my head. Yes.
So you said you've been in there since you've been like 15 years old. What is it that kept you on the platform?
Well, I immediately saw it's the right like they have it. They have the spark. They have it. It's not
Yeah,
a scam. Like it's not a scam, which a lot of people at the time like if I told my friends I was in the real world, I was even ashamed to tell people because it's like it's like well known it's a scam. Everyone's
yeah, yeah,
telling me like this. Um, what kept me inside, man? I had this idea. If I leave the real world, I'm never gonna be rich. I had this idea, and they also did a good thing with their marketing of the real world with like um, if you, for example, if your subscription was ending, they would hit you up like, it's time to make more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just the idea of if I know if I left the real world, maybe I'll be losing motivation. I'm losing a connection to the thing
Yeah.
that will make me money. I wanted to keep the connection going, even when I wasn't really applying myself. I was still thinking, let's stay inside the real world. If I leave, it's probably, it's like a breakup with,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Do you feel like you're constantly still learning inside the real world and there's still things to be taught and master?
Definitely, man. Of course, of course, yes, definitely, definitely. And you can also, for every level of person, there's something in there. You can ask questions to the professors who are, millionaires in their own specific industry. You can get to know other people on the same level as you. So of course, there's something in there for everyone. I think, yes, definitely.
So what would you say is the key for let's say, for example, someone's thinking about joining the real world and they don't have any experience in anything? What's the key to changing a person from that position to someone who can start making money? If you say, look, you need to join the real world, what would you tell them you need to be doing in there?
Well, just do what they say, man. Just follow. Just do what they say. Listen to the professor. If you run into anything, ask the professor. But it's so. At least in the copywriting campus, I don't have experience in the others. So the viewers are probably familiar with the campuses.
Yeah.
In the copywriting, it's so laid out so well. You can't really make a mistake. Like if you just do what he says, the volume, you're gonna like. If you apply
You're gonna
yourself, you're gonna win. Yes.
Yeah, one of the beautiful things I think about making money that people realize once you make money by yourself, because there's two things. When you make money and you're tied or trapped in a system, you almost put yourself at a ceiling that the only way you can bypass that ceiling is by the admission or authority of someone else. When you get into a position like yourself, when you start making money yourself, the way you break that ceiling is to apply yourself more. That's how
Yes.
you break the ceiling. So the first time you figure out how you make your first dollar is how you then realize, okay, I can make a dollar that's capable. What do I need to do to make $2? Or how do I improve on that? And you literally improve on that skill and you just continue. It ends up being, how can I do this skill as fast as possible and efficient as possible and multiply it as much times as I can, and that will then start bringing you income. It's not based on anyone else. It's not based on anyone else's skill. It's purely down to you. And that's one of the things I love about the real world, even though it does have a community that's very competitive and they'll always help you. They won't give you the answers because they know that's not beneficial to you, but they will tell you how to solve your problem and they expect you to apply yourself to solve that problem.
Yes, definitely. Definitely, yes. So yeah, is this question? I'm sorry, I'm not really.
Oh no, I was just saying some of the things that I like about it, because
Yes,
like when I'm listening to you and I can hear how you're speaking, I can tell the mind frame you have, and I
yes.
just, when I speak to the students in here, I really actually genuinely do get excited because seeing, like, when I was, what are you, 19?
I'm 19. Yes, I'm 19.
Yeah,
Yes.
I had nothing that was in place that I could use that could help me make money. We literally, the internet has evolved so much and things have become so fast that literally you can make money like you are by sitting behind your screen and figuring it out. And a lot of
I'm
people still haven't jumped on that. It's crazy.
I'm on the phone like a couple hours a day. I'm just calling. Like in Morocco, I'm in Morocco calling to European companies,
Yeah.
just making money. It's once you know what to do, I would even say it's quite easy, man. It's just like once you know
What's
what to do, I would even say it's quite easy. Yes.
what's been your most prized purchase you've made from money you've made in the real world? Or maybe it's what funding your wedding. I don't know. You tell me.
Wedding wasn't so expensive. Actually, someone else paid for it. Yes,
Okay.
someone else entirely paid for wedding. So that's really nice. Really, really nice of this person.
Amazing.
Um, well, I haven't made the purchase yet. The money is sitting in my account, but I'm buying about 5K worth of silver. But I'm just waiting for the price to go a little bit more down. Then I'll be buying it. So I would say this, even though I haven't bought it yet. I was about to buy it like so close, but I thought let's wait a little bit longer. With about
Yeah.
5K worth of silver. Actually, I also have. At the time, it was 2K worth of gold, but right now it's like 4.5K worth of gold. So
That's amazing.
it is more than doubled in value. So you can also say it like this. Yes.
See, even now you're thinking about your best purchase is going to be something you can invest in, and I just think that's an amazing mind frame to have. It really is.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Trying to save money for we're trying to build our wealth. Yes, trying to build our money, build a family, become a religious
Exactly.
person, become more better person. Become that person that we want to be. The person
Yeah.
like we want to die, like the person. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Exactly. It's
We
true.
need to work like how do we know we want to die? That's the person we want to become, so we can die feeling safe, can die
Exactly.
feeling in peace. Yes.
Okay, so last question. What's your goals for 2026 and how do you expect to achieve them?
Well, I need to. I personally, I need to land another client. Trying to get maybe two or like right now, most of my income is dependent on one client,
Yeah.
like the biggest chunk. Then I'm also doing things on myself, selling things. So I'm trying to land one or two more clients on the same type of deal I have right now. So what do I do exactly for them? Currently, I'm working with B2B, so it's a B2B service. I'm trying to land a B2B client with a high margin, so
Yeah.
that I can help him sell more to other businesses and make money in the process as well. So I already have someone on my phone. Should call him tomorrow actually. And
Nice.
it's a data processing company. So they help companies better arrange their data, get
Okay.
conclusions from their data. I'm trying to partner with them. So I'm looking like a company like this, like a B2B company that's strong, has a nice profit margin. Partner with them, help them make more money. If I have one or two more, I think I'll be hitting 10K a month this year, maybe. Yes.
Amazing, man. I look forward to seeing that. I really do. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming on today. You've been amazing. And honestly, we just want to say thank you for being a student in the real world and thank you for being the success that you are and being and pushing through. Make sure you continue to strive to be the best and to do more. Everything you want to do is just apply yourself more. Like you said, when you applied yourself, you got in the real world, you applied yourself, you started making money. You want to do that times 10 every single time. So we look forward to seeing your successes and congratulations on the success you've had so far. But we do believe that you're going to go so much further.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot, G. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you coming on today.
All right. See you.
I
Bye
do
bye.
love. Wait, don't go yet.
I don't agree.